Okay, my team is Richard Traeger and John Cena, Malric Terwin and Horse Psychologist, Lily and the Emerald Knight, Specimen 8 from Spooky Jumpscare Mansion. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. Specimen 8 and Yang Xiaolong, Futaro and Basil, Yun Yun from Konosuba and Mikan Tsunuki.
Okay.
Thorkel from Vinland Saga, Buzzwole, great. Power from Chainsaw Man and Twice, Otokawa and Springtrap.
Yep.
That's a good answer. Dead Man from DC, Womp. Icon of Sin and Mesmer the Impaler. We had Rei.
Rio.
Rio. There's a Rei.
That's in a lowercase L.
Mm. The tributes wake up in a wide, hard-like causeway suspended above a valley. Below, Pine Forest, Silver Lakes, Forerunner pylons, and humming distant snowfields cover around the ring's frozen horizon. A calm, static voice echoes, "Begin!" Riel and Metagross take the direct line. Malric and the horse psychologist go for plate armor.
What's
Uh,
a horse psychologist, or is it just that?
it's a red, that's all it is. I randomly
Okay.
thought of horse psychologist along with the guy. What about the horse psychologist? You're like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
That's it. Um, Cena trigger split rolls instantly. Lily and Umbro Knight avoid the center. Yang and Specimen 8 surge toward the close range weapons. Does it specify Specimen 8 at all? Mm-hmm. Teams charge in different biomes, some towards the forest, some towards ruins, others too close. Lily and Umbro Knight find a half-covered Forerunner shrine. The knight stands watch while Lily inspects glowing symbols. Cena leads Traeger into a pine grove and tries to get disciplined camp. Trying to set up disciplined camp. Traeger keeps wandering off to go check the perimeter with enthusiasm and like a shark smelling blood. Sling grabs him by the car once and says, "We survived. You hear me?" Traeger smiles. "Of course, of course." Deadman and Swamp step a narrow, hard light bridge. uh, Deadman scouts ahead, briefly possessing a small maintenance drone to peek around corners, then return to his own body, satisfied. On a distant ridge, Riel spots the on a distant ridge, Riel spots the bridge and the massive silhouette of Thwomp. Otokawa realizes that his taxi isn't just transportation on the ring, it's a weapon and a bunker. He drives slow. Drives slow along the dirt road that should exist in space of the megastructure. Springtrap sits in the back, head tilted like he's listening to static. Otokawa keeps talking, partly to keep his own fear down. "Listen, we don't need to do anything reckless. We could just Springtrap the hand, raises slowly, rest on the seat like a quiet promise." In the meadow near Forerunner's ruins, Yang and Specimen 8 stumble across Power and Twice. Power points immediately. "Hey you, blonde, fight me!" Yang eyes narrow, saying no. Twice nervous already, spawns two shaky duplicates to look big. Specimen 8 hisses and circles them like a taste fear. The fight snaps into motion. Yang rushes one duplicate and shatters it with a heavy hook. Power from formed a crude blood hammer and swings it wildly, denting a Forerunner pillar. Twice panics, makes more copies, too many, too fast. Some stumble into each other and others dissolve. Specimen 8 tries to pounce on the real Twice, forcing him backwards. And the chaos to the it's chaos until the Halo array adds its own cruelty. Otokawa's taxi rounds the bend at the worst time, braking hard. The taxi skids on gravel, slants through a Forerunner slab right besides the melee. Horn blaring, everyone freezes for half a second. Springtrap opens the back door and steps out. Oh, shit.
Goes hard.
Specimen 8 lunges and Twice reflexly makes one last duplicate to block. Uh, but the duplicate forms wrong, half stable, and collapses into him. Twice is shoved off balance into the path of Power's swat. Swinging, Power's blood hammer connects with the sickening crack. Twice drops.
Ouch.
Power stands over him, breathing hard. Her duo is now broken. Power is now alone. Yang pulls back, realizing the fight has turned uglier. We're leaving. She snaps at Swift and at 8. Reverses the taxi and drives off.
Good.
Screen Crowd climbing in the back without a word. Deadman decides. I just imagine like some like New Yorker thing, like two people are fighting the road, you crash. Look what you guys made me do. Thing.
Yeah.
Dude, Deadman decides to recloak the swamp trap closer to cover. He tries to guide Thwomp into a narrow section ridge, but Thwomp isn't a pet, it's a slab of spite. The vibration runs through the ridge, someone approaching fast, Thorkel and Buzzwold laughing and stomping like they own the ring. Thorkel roars, delighted, a stud monster, I'll crack it open. Buzzwold flexes in response.
Yeah.
Deadman hisses, don't engage, funnel them. Too late. Thorkel already charges the bridge. The Thwomp slams down. The shockwave fractures the hard light edge. Plating, the bridge doesn't collapse. Halo structures are stubborn, but the side panel soon snaps loose. Buzzwold leaps to avoid them, avoid the slam, lands perfectly on a broken panel. The panel gives way. Buzzwold drops to the gap, falling to the valley far below. Hits the rocky outcrop with a dull impact. Buzzwold's
Yeah.
dead.
I'm gonna go get water.
Alright, sorry. I'm spacing out. Okay. Guys, it's me, John Constantine. I came here to tell you.
I love that guy.
John Constantine ASMR.
No.
You mean no?
I mean, no.
The fuck you mean no? Oh.
No.
Alright. Although hum rolls across the hollow array like a distant choir. Hard-light bridges flicker, some pass dim, others brighten, settle, but unmistakable. The arena is knitting survivors together. Yonya and Mikan, they've made little field hospital inside a half-buried Forerunner alcove. Mikan organizes. Oops, I bypassed something. It's nothing important. Mikan organizes a surprise with a frantic tenderness, whispering, returns to herself. Yonya peeks out into the open, clutching her focus rod. Power stomps through the pines, furious that Twice is gone and furious that she feels anything about it. She talks to herself at full volume. This stupid ring sucks. I'm the strongest. I'll kill everyone. Then they'll whatever. The halo array answers her noise with attention. Deadman tries to Are you there?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Deadman tries to relocate again, choosing the corridor of Forerunner archives. Or Forerunner arches that funnels into the tight Hardlight walkway. Swamp positions itself over the center like a hanging executioner. Orko is alone now, and that makes him unpredictable. He follows the broken bridge trail, tracking the last known direction of Deadman and Swamp. From a high ridge, Riel watches movement patterns across the valley and marks likely routes. They'll converge at bridges. She mutters, bridges always kill. But the girl shifts its weight, heavy and silent. John Cena scouts the riverbank, checking reflections and wind direction. Trigger hangs upside down from a tree branch for no reason, giggling.
What?
That's not what I expected.
Me neither.
The horse psychologist finds a Forerunner wildlife pen with a frightened horse-like creature close enough to mount. What? Of course. This is just bullshit.
Yeah.
The psychologist approaches Silly, murmuring calm reassurance, Radiant's body language. Let choose us, he whispers. The creature takes a hesitant step forward. Or grins, a steed.
Yay.
Our psychologist is useful. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Who's the teammate again?
Lily and Amber Knight move to the dense pine, avoiding the open. Lily senses the ring's hum. It feels like the bell ringing underwater. Amber Knight scans the tree line. Otakar drives slowly along the Forerunner service roads, headlights bouncing off strange metallic trees. Springtrap sits upright in the back, perfectly still. He asks Springtrap not to kill him while he's striving. Springtrap doesn't respond.
Okay.
Icon and Sin and Mesmer, they remain at a far off, near a cliffside. The Icon Sin's massive silhouette moves slowly like a living siege engine. Mesmer walks ahead like a knight escorting living calamity. I feel like the Thwomp's gonna kill the Icon of Sin.
That would be cool. I would
Thorkel
agree.
stomps into Forerunner Arch Corridor, exactly where Deadman wants him. Deadman smells perfect. Thwomp slams down, Thorkel dodges the first slam. How do you not see the Thwomp? He roars, swings his axe upwards like striking Thwomp's underside and chips stone. Deadman realizes Thorkel is too strong to simply funnel. Then Thorkel does something worse. He charges past Thwomp straight at Deadman. Deadman tries to possess Thorkel for a split second, but Thorkel's willpower and sheer anger shove him out like a bad dream. Deadman staggers. Thorkel grabs him by the throat. Uh, you killed my partner? Deadman chokes out, I didn't. Durko throws him towards the valley edge. Deadman hits the hard light rail and bounces, still alive but dazed. Darkhold raises his axe, and Metagross slams the Thorkel from the side like a steel meteor. Rio appears behind it, rifle raised back away from the edge, he orders. Thorkel stumbles, surprised. Deadman scrums back, coughing. And it's three-way crisis. Deadman, Thorkel, and Riel and Metagross. Thwomp slams again, crushing Metagross. Metagross catches the slam partially, legs buckling, but it holds. Harrow fires at Deadman's shoulder to keep him pinned. Thorkel laughs once bitterly and charges away. Chaos. In this scramble, Deadman tries one last trick. He lunges towards Riel, aiming to possess her instead. Metagross shifts, blocking. Thorkel swings his axe at Metagross, but the blade glances off and sparks. The bomb stems down again. This time it hits already fractured corridor plating. The floor cracks. Deadman falls. It loses footing and falls. No scream reaches the top, only a distant echo of their impact. Deadman's dead. Thwomp slams once, confused with how Deadman directing it. It doesn't grieve. It simply continues being a hazard. Thwomp just sits there unmoving until something else approaches. The car drives along the forest road and sees a Forerunner corridor in the distance. He doesn't know what happened there. He just sees the bridge glow. He slows. Springtrap hand presses against the window. It senses something. A figure emerging from the darkness ahead. It's Power. The car whispers, "Oh no." Power spots the taxi and grins. "A car, yes, I will claim this." She charges at it. The car tries to reverse, but Springtrap reaches forward from the back seat, grabs Otokawa's shoulder, holding him. The car's eyes widen. Hey, don't do that. Power reaches the driver window and performs a blood spear. Otokawa panics and slams the accelerator. The taxi surges forward. Power spear hits the windshield, sticks, cracking it. Otokawa swerves instinctively. The taxi clips a Forerunner curb, spins, and slams sideways into a stone outcrop. Power is thrown hard, head snapping back against the pillar. She tries to stand. Springtrap opens the door and slowly steps out. Power, dazed, tries to form another effort, but she's concussed. The blood doesn't shape right. Springtrap simply puts one heavy foot on her chest and leans down. Power shaking, watching through the cracked windshield. Springtrap drives a jagged, rebar-like spear into Power's throat with whispered motion. Power spasms and stills. Slowly gets back in the car like nothing happened and says, "Drive."
Love
I always just imagine some like New Yorker getting out of the car.
that. Yeah.
Buddy brings a thin frost across the ring of the northern forest. Halo rays hum deepen, subtle pressure, tighter paths. Butcher and Basil, trying to reach a safer ridge, arrive at the same Forerunner corridor where Thwomp sits. We see cracked plates, the bits, and the silent stone block. Basil whispers, "We should go around." Butcher shakes his head. Too long, the ring's shrieking. We need to cross carefully. They move step by step using the hard light rails. Thwomp twitches. Basil freezes. Futuro whispers, "Don't run." Thwomp slams. The shockwave roused the walkway. Basil loses footing. Futuro grabs his wrist. For a second, Basil dangles. He looks up, eyes wide, fleeting. Futuro strains, teeth clenched, trying to pull him up. Thwomp slams again. The second shockwave shatters the rail segment. Futuro's bracing against. Both almost go. Futuro makes a brutal choice. He yanks Basil upwards and throws him to safety, but the rail breaks fully, and Futuro is the one who slips.
Oh shit.
Futuro's dead.
Okay.
That's lame.
Yeah.
Fuck Basil.
No, Basil better.
Fuck Basil Hawkins.
I love that guy.
I don't. Fuck Basil Hawkins.
Free my man, Basil Hawkins.
Free my man Basil Hawkins. If you know anything that's good for you.
I don't.
Well then you're condemned to just die a terrible fucking death. You're gonna get run over by Frank, which is that fucking harvester from Cars.
Oh, yeah. That would be a terrible fate.
That genuinely scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Same. First horror movie.
Literally.
You good?
I have indigestion. Whenever I eat a big meal, I burp endlessly, and it's not necessarily the most fun.
Alright.
Alright.
Alright. Day 5. The Halo Ray hum shifts to a metallic rising chorus. The synthetic voice echoes to the biomes. Containment protocol engaged. Hardlight bridges flicker. Unstable gravity zones and searing zones shift unpredictably. Energy weapons misfire. Tech-based entity experience interference. Psychic spectral beings feels drag. Icon, Sin and Mesmer are forced to move. The taxi's dashboard flickers wildly. Hodakawa swears. This thing wasn't built for EMP storms. The, the containment pulse surges. The engine stalls mid-bridge. Springtrap slowly turns its head towards Hodakawa. Gravity spikes rapidly. The bridge beneath them flickers. Hodakawa forces ignition again. The taxi sputters back to life as the bridge deactivates behind them. They barely escape.
Thank goodness.
What do you mean the car doesn't work? That's
Yeah.
fucking...
On a light bridge.
Gravity shifts unnaturally. The mount rears violently terrified. Mark nearly falls off, but the psychologist grabs the reins, whispering calm, adjusting posture and breathing. Fucking horse psychologist.
Yeah.
Unit attempts a small fire spell, but the pulse hits mid-cast. It backfires and bursts chaotic sparks, throwing her backwards. Becomes Ragnar behind cover, panicked. Say no spells for now, please. Containment pulse hits Basil hard. He hears echoes of Futur's fall. Bridges flicker in his vision. He steps on deactivating a hardlight platform, but pulls back just in time. He hides in thick brush, shaking. He's still alive. Yang charges toward distant movement. The energy pulse shifts. She stumbles, nearly falls. Specimen 8 chitters angrily.
She didn't die, right?
No. Then Umbral Knight kneels briefly, weakened from the thing. Because he's a ghost.
Oh, yeah.
Da-da-da-da. Dorko versus everyone. What a great title. Dorko sees the movement and roars the battle with battle joy. He charges Yang first. Yang meets him head on. Their clash shakes the valley. Punch versus axe. Gauntlet blast versus shoulder tackle. Cessna 8 touch starts Dorko's blindside. Dorko backhands it midair, sending it tumbling. Cena rushes in to restrain Thorkel. Thorkel headbutts him. Traeger circles like a vulture, looking for exposed arteries. Rio arrives with Metal Gross behind her. This is inefficiency, mutters and signals. Why is everyone attacking him?
I don't know.
Metal Gross slams into Dorko's side like it's a steel tank. For a moment, Dorko is well overwhelmed, but then he laughs. Good. He shoves Metal Gross aside with brute force. Yang and Cena both strike simultaneously. Specimen 8 lunges at his throat. Dorko grabs Specimen 8 mid-pounce and squeezes it. Specimen 8 claws wildly. Ari fires at Dorko's shoulder with 2 force release. The bullets land, but instead of releasing, he throws Specimen 8 into a tree trunk with crushing force. The impact is catastrophic. Specimen 8 dies, unmoving. Yang rage ignites. She unloads everything she has into Thorkel. But the pulse surges again and gravity shifts violently. The ground beneath Thorkel destabilizes. Metal Gross shoves Yang away just as a hard light fracture opens. Beneath the ground, the valley floor splits open in a narrow fissure. Thorkel stumbles. He tries to plant his axe. The ground collapses underneath his weight. He drops to the fissure of hard light and dies.
Right.
Someday I will find you. Thorko gone. Tension snaps between the remaining fighters. Cena aims at RL. RL aims at Cena. Melgo stands between. Yang stands trembling. Traeger smiles like a shark. No one fires. They all retreat separately.
Okay.
and the containment pulse forces Icon Sin and Mesmer towards lower biomes. Entry spikes erupt around them. They enter the Force Edge territory where Malric and Horse Psychologists are riding. Mesmer spots them first. Iron Knight, he says calmly, worthy. Malric dismounts immediately. Steel meets flame. Mesmer's spear ignites in a controlled burst. Malric blocks, counters with brutal precision. The mount panics and flees. The psychologists shout from cover but cannot intervene. The icon of Sin slowly advances, shaking trees. Hard light spikes again, erupting around it. Lesber realizes the pulse punishes large and stationary figures. Well, he disengages briefly. Malric lunges. Mesmer pivots as spear pierces through Malric's side. Clean and precise. Malric staggers. He swings once more. Mesmer sidesteps and impales him fully. Malric is dead. In the containment pulse, destabilizes the bridge one last time. Yun and Mekon try to cross a similar corridor. Thwomp still rests there. The pulse causes a delayed slam. Yun freezes mid-step. Mekon screams. Thwomp slams down. The shockwave knocks both sideways, but Yun's staff snags the rail. Mekon slips. Yun tries to grab her, but she falls. Hello? You guys hear me?
Bonjour.
Alright. Hold on a second.
There we go.
What? Oh no, that shit was Gem Twin.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Basil moves slowly through the pine ravine, exhausted from lack of sleep. He keeps on hearing Futur's voice. Yun sits in a ruined collapsed quarter, staring down the abyss where Mikon fell. Stressed. Poor psychologist who shouldn't, a survivor who shouldn't be. Sina studies the shrinking zone map projected in the sky. We can't keep converging. We need a target. Trigger grins. I have several. Sina grabs him again. We do this clean. Target. Trigger whispers. There's nothing clean about survival. Tensions are rising. The taxi finally gives out completely. Otokawa bangs the steering wheel. That's it. This is the end of the line. Springtrap steps out. Otokawa steps out more slowly. They're now on foot.
Right.
Walrus in a death trap walk to a room.
Yep.
Basil moves to the ravine quietly. Too quiet. Trigger drops from the tree like a bat. Basil's gasses, thumbs backwards. Please. Trigger tilts his head, fascinated. You're shaking. I love it when they shake. Basil fires his pistol wildly. One grazes Trigger's shoulder. Trigger laughs and lunges. Sina hears the commotion and sprints towards it, but he's too far. Trigger tackles Basil into the forest floor. The knife flashes once. Basil's struggle ends quickly. Trigger stands up, wiping the blades, and arrives seconds too late. He looks at Basil's body, then Trigger, and says,
She
"You
immediately
said
kills the
survival?"
kid.
Yeah, Trigger smiles. He's efficient. She says nothing. Mogos charges the Icon's legs, slamming into it. The Icon roars and swings its massive arm. Mesmer steps forward, spear blazing. Riel fires at Mesmer's shoulder, forcing him offline. Yang sees the opening and charges too. Gauntlets explode against the Icon's knee joints. Cena joins firing controlled burst. For a moment, the Titan duo feels pressured. In the chaos, the horror psychologist tries to slip around the battlefield unnoticed. He misjudged the terrain. Icon backhand swing catches them mid-torso. They get launched into off the plateau into their fall is silent and long. These get fucking watch for that guy.
Yeah. Trying to tiptoe around.
Mesmer closes the distance with a terrifying precision. He deflects another rifle shot and lunges. Ari sidesteps, but the spear grazes her ribs. Metagross interposes, slamming Mesmer back. Yang tackles Mesmer from the side. Mesmer kicks Yang off, flames firing. Oh, Shinran fires again. It's a real battle now. Yin steps into view from the lower ledge. She gathers everything she has, one massive spell, aims at Mesmer. The spell launches, but the recoil knocks her backwards. Her footing falls loose on gravel. She stumbles, falls off the lower ridge, but no one can hear her.
Okay.
That's lore accurate for her, by the way. That's something that she would do.
Just fucking recoil.
Die.
Yeah.
Yang retreats briefly to reload. Springtrap emerges from behind her. He swings a rusted metal bar. Yang barely blocks with her gauntlet. The clash is brutal in the dark. Otokawa watches from behind cover, horrified. Springtrap drives Yang towards the edge. Yang headbutts him. He doesn't react normally. He just keeps coming. Yang roars and loads a full close-range blast into Springtrap's chest. It blows him backwards. He hits the ground, smoking but still twitching. Yang grabs a fallen Forerunner shard and drives it through the mask. Springtrap finally stops moving.
Damn.
It's a lame death for Springtrap.
Yeah. Taxi couldn't protect him anymore.
The battle resumes at dawn. Mesmer, wounded from Union's spell, stands before the icon. Ariel coordinates focus the joints now. Metagross hammers the same knee repeatedly. Yang joins, Cena joins, the icon falters. Mesmer tries to intercept, but Traeger stabs Mesmer in the side during the crossfire. Mesmer spins and impales Traeger instantly. Traeger dies laughing. Cena screams and tackles Mesmer. Yang lands another blast. Metagross crushes Mesmer's spear. Ariel point blank into Mesmer's throat.
Nice.
Mesmer's dead. The icon Sin staggers. Without Mesmer coordinating, the time becomes slower. Metagross climbs on top of its back and Yang blasts at its spine. Sin just keeps shooting its head. The icon Sin collapses, shaking the plateau. I mean, that makes sense. He would have won if not everyone attacked it.
Yeah. Or if the Thwomp crushed
That would have been funny. There is still Thwomp, I forgot.
it. Yep.
Hmm. All right.
All right.
Otakar stands at the broken edge of the bridge network. He has no taxi, no spring trap, just a small pistol and shaking hands. He whispers to himself, all I want to do is drive. The swamp's still roaming around the battlefield with a master slams down behind Otakar with the shockwave throws Otakar forward. The bridge beneath his feet flickers unstable. He slips and dies. That's a really cool. so much for that guy.
Yeah. Once the taxi died, it was wraps.
Ariel raises her rifle, removes the brawler first. She fires at Yang. Yang dodges and charges forward. Metagross intercepts with a crushing force. Yang's gauntlets spark as she blocks. Sita joins the flank, firing a 12 burst at Metagross joint. He stays back because they're energy. Oh. The fight shifts towards the Hardlight Bridge. Metagross forces Yang back. Cena dives to avoid a psychic shove. Lily sees Swamp position over the bridge center. She closes her eyes. A soft purification pulse radiates outwards. The Night leaps, striking the cracked underside of Swamp mid-slam. The impact destabilizes the ancient stone mechanism. The Swamp internal structure fractures. It slams once more. The Hardlight Bridge collapses underneath it. It falls into the abyss.
Oh.
The moon casts a long shadow across the plateau. Ariel orders a focused assault. Metagross charges Cena directly. Cena braces. Yang joins him. The combined assault overwhelms Metagross's defenses. Yang lands a full force explosive gauntlet blast to its face. Cena grabs the fallen Forerunner shard and drives it into a damaged joint. Metagross staggers. Ariel shouts, "Retreat!" Too late. Metagross claws out. He's sustained damage. Its red eyes dim.
Rip.
Ariel fires first. Yang charges. A clean tactical fight unfolds. Ariel uses distance and terrain. Yang absorbs damage and closes in. Yang finally corners her near the spire's edge. Ariel attempts one final shot. Yang knocks the rifle away. They grapple. Ariel is precise. Yang is relentless. Yang drives a gauntlet blast into Ariel's chest at a close range. Ariel staggers backwards. Her heel catches on the broken plateau edge. She falls. No one screamed, just the wind.
Alright. All my characters are dead.
John Cena Yang. The only two human fighters remain. They circle, no hatred, just necessity. Yang strikes first. Cena blocks and counters. The fight's brutal. A grounded punch, block, elbow tackle. Yang stamina dips from earlier fights. Cena capitalizes. He lifts her and slams her onto stone. He tries to rise. He bends her shoulders. She looks up at him. Good fight. He nods and strikes once. Yang is dead.
Goddamn.
Only three remain. Lily stands behind the Umbral Knight. Cena lowers his guard. You don't have to do this, he says quietly. The Umbral Knight steps forward. It's the only way. They clash. Cena uses disciplined footwork. The Knight uses spectral lunges. Lily supports with small ward bursts, draining herself. Cena takes a slash to the shoulder. He grits his teeth. He feints. The Knight parries. Cena dives forward, tackling the Knight physically. Spectral form flickers underneath his sustained force. Lily screams, unleashing one final purification wealth, and knocks Cena backwards, but also exhausts her completely. She collapses to one knee. The Umbral Knight rises, weak. Shit. The Umbral Knight rises, weak. Cena charges again. They clash for a final time. Cena grabs the Knight mid-lunge and forces him backwards towards the plateau's cracked edge. The Knight tries to anchor, but the spectral form just stabilizes without Lily's strength. They both teeter. Cena releases at last second. The Umbral Knight falls backwards into the abyss. Lily looks up at Cena. She cannot stand. She has nothing left. Cena walks towards her slowly. She says, thank you for fighting. Cena kneels. He does not strike violently. He places it, and he just basically hits her heart to stop it.
Oh,
He just kills the child.
shit.
That's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So I like how they actually got like Lily's ability correct, because she doesn't. The Umbral Knight is only alive, as I stated, because she's alive in her spiritual form.
Yeah.
And so there's moments where he would get weakened because Lily was weakened, which I find cool.